Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Cotswold Airport, also known as Kemble, and this of course is the latest release from those geniuses at Burning Blue Design. They create some of the most wonderful aviation environments for us to fly around in our sims. They really are quite beautiful, and in this video we're going to have a good look around Kemble, and then following that we're going to take a flight in the Spitfire from Kemble down to Compton Abbas, which is another Burning Blue Design gem. Beautiful little place. Let's get going. So one of the striking things about Kemble here is just how big it is, how much stuff is going on, the mixture of aircraft here. If you work here or if you fly here, past or present, I'd love to know what you think. Does this resemble a place that you know? Because one thing I do know is that Burning Blue Design always pack a huge amount of detail into their airfields, whether they're large or small. And it's always really exciting to explore their scenery, explore these airfields and airports that they create. And this is no exception. I've never been here in real life, driven past it a few times in the past and used to see the airliners there and thought that looks like an interesting place. But I feel that having been here in the simulator virtually, if I came here in real life, I think I'd kind of know my way around, as crazy as that might seem. But it's always very interesting to me how Burning Blue Design do it. For me, Goodwood is a prime example. I've been to Goodwood a few times, and that feels very familiar in the sim. You get the feeling of actually being there. It's all about immersion, isn't it? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for immersion. So yes, Cotswold Airport, Kemble. It's 4.5 nautical miles southwest of Cirencester. It's another one of these great places that's got a huge amount of RAF heritage, so it has that historical feel about it as well. And of course now it's very busy with general aviation as well. It's remaining clear of controlled airspace, so it's great for VFR operations and training flights. But it was constructed in 1936 on the eve of the Second World War. It became a vital hub for aircraft maintenance, preparation and ferry operations across the UK, and it supported wartime logistics with the Air Transport Auxiliary. In later years, the airfield gained iconic status as the long-time home of the RAF Red Arrows from 1966 to 1983. We're not going to be flying the Hawk or the Gnat today. Following the Cold War and military withdrawal in the early 1990s, Kemble entered a new chapter, reborn as Cotswold Airport in 2009, which sends us flinging to the future, but or the present, I should say. But what I do love about it is that you sense the past, looking at the scenery, looking at the remains of the old RAF base. You kind of sense that past, and I love that about these types of sceneries and airfields. There's a thriving mix of flying schools, business aviation, engineering and specialist operations here, all centered around this incredible 2,000 meter runway that it has here. So again, in the sim you've got a real flexibility in terms of the type of aircraft that you can operate out from here. I'm thinking in the future, perhaps if I get into private jets, for example, this would be a great place to fly a private jet out of and potentially use as a hub. And of course now it is Europe's leading airliner storage and recycling centre, hence all the airliners that are dotted around here. It's almost like these giant ghosts sitting on taxiways and sitting around the place. Quite incredible. So what do you get? I'm going to read it straight from the website, because Burning Blue Design have crafted their list of contents in this scenery, and who the hell am I to start making things up? So there's over 200 custom 3D objects, each with full PBR textures. Static aircraft native to the airport. There's a Boeing 747 Golf Charlie India Victor Bravo and 9 Hotel Alpha Zulu Alpha. There's the Red Arrows Fallen Gnat that we see in front of the tower. Bristol 175 Britannia, a Buccaneer S2B, always good to see the Bucks. McDonnell Douglas Phantom 2, P-51D Mustang Up the Warbirds, PA-28, Icarus C-42 and numerous Airbus A319s and Boeing 737s to represent retiring aircraft. Accurate runways, taxiways and custom taxi signs. Parking spots to cater for the smallest microlights to the largest airliners. Again, going back to what I was saying about the flexibility of this place, all the different types of aircraft you can fly from here. Detailed control room and hangar interiors with animated hangar doors which close at night, opening manually with taxi lights. Completely custom windsocks, animated spectators, custom night lighting with accurate PAPI, taxiway and runway lighting, full dynamic weather compatibility, enhanced high-resolution colour-corrected ground textures, and native support for both MSFS 2020 and 2024. That's an important point to make. We are, of course, here in 2024 in this video, but it is available for 2020. And there you see some of the very atmospheric night lighting. I almost feel like I need to lower my voice because people will be asleep. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely place to explore. And if you get it, I recommend having a good look around and getting a feel for the place using the drone cam. Or if you've got the time, just use the external walk around and just literally walk around the place. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, as I say, with this video, as I said at the start, rather, this video, we have covered looking around the airport, and now we're going to take off in the beautiful Spitfire. We're going to have a look at Kemble from the air, and then we're going to do a flight down to Compton Abbas via way of Stonehenge. Cue the music, if you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it should be a nice little flight. And Compton Abbas is an absolute gem. It's lovely to fly into, and a very small airfield compared to where we are here. Anyway, I need to stop waffling. We need to fire up this Merlin, and we need to get into the sky. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Well, let's get a wiggle on. So a quick check. I don't always put the nav lights on, but I'm going to. Let's have the radiator flap open manually, and I'm just going to check. Very hard to see the fuel pump there, but just putting that on. Quick look around, and everything is good. Need to watch the temperatures. Let's release the handbrake and quickly check. Yeah, brake's good. Okay. So we just need to slide in between the designator there and the markers, these tiny little barriers, and of course with the big spit nose ahead of us, visibility isn't great. Quick wave to the tower. Thank you, chaps. And then we'll keep coming down here, and then at the end we should pick up the taxiway marking on the tarmac. Don't want to go too fast, so just being a little bit gentle with that. And while I'm doing this, let's have some nose up trim. Usually nose up these days, always used to use nose down. But the BBMF use nose up, and I think Flying Iron have changed their checklist now, so it's nose up trim. There we go. So I'm just to the left of the taxi line, but I'm doing that for a reason, because up here I'm just going to swing us round. Let's not go so fast, please, and swing round. And we can do a quick, and I mean quick, run up, because we don't want to cook the engine. Okay, let's cycle prop. And a quick mag check. Okay, all good, happy with that. So I've done the trim. I'm going to line up on the runway now. There we go. Bring it round. There she is. Okay, quick check. All is good. Happy with that. Happy with that. Let's have stick back into the right. Let's have some power on the brakes. Gear. Let's just quickly do that. Always interesting where you've got a small or a narrow grass runway, getting back into the spit and doing a nice straight takeoff isn't always that easy, and I have a feeling we might be able to see the markings. I have a feeling that that wasn't straight down the centre line. Mind you, I just realised you've probably seen that from the replay, because this is an honest channel. We don't pretend that everything's perfect. There we go, let's have a quick check at our power settings. We're not overcooking it. See the enormity of this runway. Quite incredible. There we go. And so we bid farewell to Kemble. It's a nice spot, isn't it? It's worth noting actually that even though we've got all those objects and all those things going on, Burning Blue Design always do a grand job of making sure that everything is FPS friendly. I don't visit places like Heathrow. Whoa, sends shivers down my spine. So I don't have a look at that kind of stuff, but you know, that's quite a smooth experience considering how much stuff there is going on there. Right, so let's just bring the power back a little bit. Get us into a nice cruise, eh? Do love the Spit. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Flying Iron do with the next version, but in the meantime we've got this old 2021 which apart from some animation seems to work pretty well, and it's perfect. The Spitfire is just perfect for having a look around some Burning Blue Design scenery. It really is, and if you follow the channel, you've probably seen this kind of video format before. When I look at Burning Blue Design airfields, I love to fly from the new one to an old one, because there are so many of these little gems dotted around the UK now that you can have a grand old time just having a look around. And flying between some really nice pieces of scenery. So we're going to come down to, I'm trying to remember where what was the first, Bowood Hotel, Spa and Golf Course. When I was looking at the map, I thought it might be quite interesting to see what that looks like in the sim. It's probably some god-awful autogen, but I thought, what the hell. Got to say, now that spring has sprung in the UK, the colours and everything are looking rather nice. Let's have a quick look. How are our temps? Everything's good. Let's have radiator flap back onto normal. So it's in automatic now. So here we go. Let's see what Bowood Hotel, Spa and Golf Resort looks like in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'm kind of hoping for some kind of a stately home, but I don't think we're going to get it, so I'm just going to come round this way a bit so we can get a look. Already sensing some Dunder Mifflin vibes over here, so I'm wondering if that's what we're going to get. Coming up on the map. What's that? I think that, oh dear, I think that might be it. I think we may well have been well and truly Dunder Mifflined. We have. You can see the ornamental gardens. Oh, there's a bit of an old building there. There you go, folks. Spot a golf, anybody? Okay, onwards on our quest. This is a lovely short little flight with some interesting kind of spots along the way. That's the whole idea of it. It's very much I guess you could say it's a nice little training flight for me. It's a most of my flights in the sim seem to be that these days, because I get so little time in the sim that I tend to find myself having to re-familiarise myself all the time. But yeah, nice little flight, and it's always interesting doing a flight like this when you are looking at some new scenery. Gives you a purpose for flying. But we're going to go and have a look at Woodhenge. Woodhenge is near to Stonehenge. It's thought to have been erected around about the same time, possibly a little bit later than Stonehenge. But let's see what that looks like in this sim. I don't think I've seen it in 2024. I think the last time I came here to Woodhenge was 2020. But it's very close to Stonehenge, so we're going to try and tick off both in one go before we head on down to Compton Abbas. Anyway, I hope you are well. I hope all is fine with you. By the way, I'd be interested to know, because this is very much kind of classic English scenery, I'd be interested to know, where are you watching from? If you're watching this video, you're obviously interested in flying from places like this. So let me know where in the world you are watching from, because I quite often see comments from people saying, you know, I'm in the US but I love to fly these classic English airfields. It would be very interesting to know. Right, if anyone is interested, we are just flying over Roots Farm Shop, so we'll do a quick circle for Roots Farm Shop, and if anyone's looking for some interesting chutneys, homemade breads and other such articles, then that could be the place to go. I'm actually just using this as an excuse to fly the Spit around, because it's always nice to drop that elliptical wing. There we go, Roots Farm Shop, ladies and gentlemen. Right, come on. Let's not mess around. Interesting detail on the ground there. It's the great thing about this sim, isn't it? That you get so much detail on the ground. There's always something to look at. Oh, I think, let me just check the map. I think yeah, this is Salisbury Plain, a fairly well-known training ground for the British Army. We will just make a slight detour just to see what this looks like. I'm not expecting to see any armoured vehicles or anything like that, or any Apache helicopters doing low-level gun runs. But yeah, interesting to see what it looks like, because the detail in sim, you can see where the ground is a little bit pockmarked there, obviously from, I guess, some kind of ordnance going off. Very pockmarked. There you go. Salisbury Plain. Right. So let's just check where we are, what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to set us up so that we can do a fly past over Woodhenge and also Stonehenge. And I really try hard not to do the Stonehenge thing, but that tune is now playing in my mind. You know what I'm talking about. I think I talked about it last time we flew over Stonehenge. I can't quite remember what that video was. Okay, I'm just going to check my head tracking. There we go, that's better. There we go, head tracking was a little bit off key, which was distracting. Okay, so we're coming over Durrington. Get your air guitars ready. See if I can line it up. Actually, I need to line it up, but also need to make sure that we don't fly right overhead so you can see it. So we will come over this way. There it is. Not very impressive, I have to say. Where the hell has it gone? There it is. Yeah, can't really see a great deal, but it's that circle there. Just checking, yeah. Or is it? Am I doing a disservice to Woodhenge in the sim? No, that is it. Okay. So, let's have a look at Stonehenge. There it is. At least Stonehenge is modelled, so we can give the Druids a wave as we pop overhead. There it is. Oh, I can hear that tune in my head. There we go. Hello, Stonehenge. Hello to the Druids from ancient times. I mean, this place, look at all this in the ground here. This place is just dotted with old mystical places. Really is. Absolutely alive with it. And it's great with a sim like this that you can really get a good idea of that. There's Boscombe Down over there. Just see the runways, some big hangars, but that's just standard issue scenery there. So we are now going to have a quick look at Old Sarum Iron Age fort. It was an Iron Age fort, and then the Normans built a castle on it and all that sort of thing. And there's also a cathedral that was built, was it 1092 or something like that, a long time ago. Again, I make no promises for the quality of the scenery in this simulation. This isn't meant to be a historical tour guide. I just thought I'd find some nice spots that we could overfly. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? So we've got some autogen on the cathedral. That's a bit of a shame. And some autogen on there. But you kind of get the idea. At least because the photo scenery, you know, there's a fair bit of detail in there. But it just kind of goes to show, why are you showing us this, I hear you say? Because they're just nice waypoints on a nice little flight. Something to look at. You know the score, you know the drill. I know you do this kind of stuff. It is lovely to be flying around the Spit. In the Spit. Around the English countryside. Now that spring has sprung. Gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to be taking 2.6 at Compton Abbas. We're just going to fly in, we'll do a run-in and brake, and then hopefully I can land without any dramas or anything like that. Like I said, this for me is a bit of a refamiliarization flight. And it's always a great opportunity to get some time in on the Spit. Compton Abbas is a nice one as well. It's another grass strip. It's on the top of a hill. It's not the easiest. It's not the most difficult. Just a nice little strip to bring the Spit in on and make sure I don't damage anything, because that would be embarrassing, right? Funny, one of the things I always find about Compton Abbas is it always seems to take me by surprise. It's like I'm looking for the runway and all of a sudden it's like, oh, there it is. As it hides on the hilltop. Okay, I see it. I see you, Compton Abbas. You can't hide from me. There it is, isn't it lovely? What a beautiful little spot. Okay, let's concentrate, please. Back on the power. Forward with the prop. Let's open that. Give that a shove. Check our position. Back on the power. Dangle the Dunlops. Trimming. There we go. Okay. Looks like we're a little bit low. Drop the flap and anticipate. Kill the flappage. But here we are, isn't it gorgeous? Compton Abbas. So much character, and a nice little place to do a quick flight to from Kemble. Not that far if you want to do training flights and that sort of thing. Really nice and close. There we go. Oh, sound suddenly cut out then. Let's have the parking brake on. There we go. Hello, Compton Abbas. Guy Ritchie must be around here somewhere. I've got a new film to pitch to him. See if I can find him. Anyway, look, thank you ever so much for joining the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found Kemble interesting. There's certainly a huge amount of information about Kemble on the web, but everything is linked down below if you want to go and have a look at the Burning Blue Design website. But in the meantime, thanks again to Burning Blue Design. Thank you to you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.